What up, guys? So last night was a pretty big deal in the UFO community. A guy from the Pentagon came out and on national news got interviewed and everything and said that we're not alone, that there is other species that fly craft that crash here on Earth and that we recover. And he has supposedly proof of it. And I think, there's always been kind of proof of it, but a lot of these newscasters on this news channel were like wanting evidence right there on the spot and saying that he was the first one to ever come out and whistleblow. But it's not true. You got 5 to 10 dudes at least that were top in the government or in some kind of program that have come out and talked about this, especially on Gaia. I don't know if you guys watch Gaia, but they have interviews with dudes like that all the time. But all you guys just look at it like they're crazy or that they're making it up. Some of these dudes have the credentials, but yet you guys still are just so disinformed over the last 30 to 70 years on what UFOs are and stuff, and got making fun of us so much throughout the years that you no longer can perceive or even comprehend that it could be a thing. And a lot of people are still, especially Christians and whatnot, a lot of them are still going to be in denial. Even these guys or these Pentagon dudes coming out and straight up saying, yes, they exist, we've collected them, we have them. They're still going to be like, no, that's all fake, which is all fine and dandy. To me, that just means you're on a lower perception. You're seeing things in a 2D or maybe possibly sometimes a 3-dimensional perception. If you can see things in a higher 3-dimensional perception or even a 4th dimension perception, you can understand that it could be a thing. And once we get to a 4th dimensional plane of existence consciously, we will know that UFOs are a thing. We will understand them completely once we're on a 4th dimension, and we can consciously understand what they are. And we can physically understand what they are once we move into the 4th dimensionally physically. So what I'm getting at is that there's always been proof. This isn't the first guy. It made me happy that a lot of people will get a different change in perspective on this. Some people will realize, like some of these newscasters, they were like, oh shit, yeah, this is crazy. So some people are going to change their minds about it, but some people are still going to like be mad about it and refuse to believe it. And it's unfortunate, all the disinformation that they put out there throughout the years, whether it's through movies or culture, just even comedies and stuff, making this whole UFO phenomenon a joke. It's done a good job at making us not care, especially nowadays. We have so many things distracting us, social media and phones and video games, all this shit that just makes us not care about the bigger picture in this world, the mystery in the universe. We just don't give a shit. They came out and talked about UFOs during the quarantine 2020, and no one really cared or reacted. And we're seeing UFOs way more and more. And that's why I think when they keep doing this soft disclosure, keep showing us things that, UFOs are real, they're just preparing us for whether it's us going to the 4th dimension or just encounter, because there's so many of them. But I personally think it's because we're going into a 4th dimension. If we're going to a 4th dimension, a lot more beings are going to be interested in us because they're going to come down and be able to actually have contact with us. We can't have contact with beings on a 4th dimension if we're not on a 4th dimension. We're too hard, we're too emotional, we're too physical and shit for some of these lighter beings. Even light beings that are on the 5th dimension, they definitely can't encounter us, because even us laughing or crying, that will basically kill them or destroy them, because it's too much energy. We're too much energy. Sometimes we're high energy, we can be low energy. We're a very spazzy, fucking annoying race of people. Humans are just the worst, honestly. When it comes to actual species throughout our universe and whatnot, we are some of the lower primitive species, and we're not progressing very quickly. They try helping us as much as they can, but they have to stick to the laws of non-interference. They can't interfere with beings that have free will. So, you see in every culture, gods did come and visit us. They did help us in a lot of ways. And that was a thing. Species were coming down here, whether it's Andromedans or Pleiadians or Ebens or whatever. We had people coming down here helping us out, get humans back on the right track. And that's maybe when we were more on a 2-dimension. And there's a lot of people that are still 2-dimension perception-wise, because think of all the ignorant, egotistical people we have on this earth that literally will argue with you even if they don't have a fucking leg to stand on. They will still argue with you. That's a 2-dimensional thinking person. That's someone who cannot see the other side of things. That's seeing things in a 3D, is being able to see both sides of things, or be able to see things in a roundabout way. Now, people on a 2-dimension, they're the ones who are straight up so Christian, they're not going to be able to even understand what UFOs are, or Bigfoot. And Bigfoot is a 4th-dimensional being, but we have proof of that now. Some scientists came out on Texas news. It was like a national news channel, actually, so because a lot of people on a national basis saw this. They had hair samples and DNA, video proof, all this shit, all these eyewitnesses too. They basically have 100% proof that Bigfoot exists. And the next day, no one said shit. No one cared. Like, isn't that crazy that no one gave a shit that Bigfoot, everyone wants proof. Everyone's like, I'll believe in Bigfoot when I see the proof. Here's the proof. Blech. That's how you guys fucking are.